Let y'all feel me, catch up to this shit. I was trying to get a fucking, I forgot what that shit called. I was trying to get a fucking thumbnail. They didn't even let me put that shit on it. Like, yo,
We're
what the
diving a
fuck?
bit more into the apparent.
Shit fake loud. Turn this shit down. Catch up to this shit. I was trying to get a fucking. I've had so much. My mic's dirty, everything good. Yo, chat, get up in here, get up in here. It's the word. It's the word. Yo, why I can't paste the fucking link? Come on, bro. Gosh. Bro, I see the dumb shit out here. I can't even post the fucking link. Shit getting me tight. Chat. How the fuck I'm finna send out the link? Hold on. I gotta restart my fucking phone for this shit. Shit be blowing my shit fucked up right now. Peep the. Let me see. Y'all can hold on a little bit. Yeah, y'all could. I gotta turn maybe if I turn the brightness down. But yeah, y'all see that corner? You see that shit blinking? I mean, that's a little word like right here in the corner. That shit fucked up. Word. Because you see the time's supposed to be right here. Time's supposed to be on the top side. That shit not even here no more. That shit blacked out. And then it should have start clicking random shit. I gotta get my shit fixed sometime this week. Should be blowing my. I can't. Then, then it goes. Okay, there we go. There we go. We sturdy. We sturdy. We good, shot. We good. Post it. Post it. But why niggas not letting me? Oh my god, this shit is retarded, bro. Ha. So it let me paste and go, but it don't let me paste regularly. Chat. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with this shit. Um, yeah, I gotta restart my whole phone because of this shit. I'm gonna toast this shit. Where the bro? I'm gonna start the video once, a couple of y'all niggas get up in here and shit. I'm trying to share this shit out or whatever real quick before before I start anything. Feel me? You feel me? I'm gonna line it live on Twitch in a minute. Alright, there we go. My shit back on. Um, I know this shit didn't just do that. Don't do that. Thank you. This shit wasn't letting me pull up the screen. I was probably like, yo, I can't use my phone. It's clip. Shit gotta get fixed sooner than later. I would have been dread. Let me see. I thought it was clip. Almost was. Almost. I could have that just did this. Just straight from. I didn't even have to, but fuck it. Um, let's see. Oh, wait, let me send this shit to my son Jay too. Did the shit sent? Okay, what the fuck? There you go. It didn't even censor this, okay. My boy Dre. See if you don't hear that. That shit ain't sound. You just not heard that. You gotta hear that shit. If you don't hear that shit ain't sound. See, you gotta hear that. Um, last person I was sent this to. I
Parent activity, the movements, the tracking of recording artist David as a body of a young girl was found.
Yo, keep in mind, this is my first impression of this nigga. I never heard of him before this. I never heard a song by this nigga, anything. This is first impression.
In a car that was registered to him. Plus, we also have just seen brand new footage of this victim, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, from September of 2024. This completely shakes up the timeline. You couple that with the newly released death certificate, it's time to get into some updates in this mystery. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Damn.
When it comes to the continuing investigation into the teenage girl who was found in a trunk of a car registered to 20-year-old singer David, while yesterday's Sidebar was about her movements, her activity. Now we're going to talk about him. I mean, where is he right now? We don't even know. And this is going to be a very much David-centered discussion. But before we even talk about him, there are two big updates we got to address that came out after our recording from yesterday. New footage, new document. And it regards the victim. It regards Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose decomposed, dismembered body was found by authorities in that 2023 Tesla that was impounded in a Hollywood tow yard out in Los Angeles. Well, first of all, her death certificate has been released. We'll talk about that. Not really a bombshell, okay? It lists things we already knew, like how she was found on September 8th, 2025 in a vehicle. The cause of death has been deferred. The manner of death is pending. When we talk about manner of death, that could be, homicide, accidental. But this, again, is not surprising because there is still an ongoing investigation, and it's consistent with the reporting that we've seen so far. And while the death certificate confirms that an autopsy was performed, reporting suggests that the medical examiner is waiting on the results of toxicology examinations. Now, this is interesting. The death certificate indicates that Celeste apparently was not pregnant at the time of her death, nor had she been pregnant in the last year. And this comes as there has been a lot of speculation about her relationship, her connection with David. So we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about his movements. Before we do that, one more thing about Celeste, and this is big. So in our previous episode of Sidebar, we talked about how Celeste had reportedly run away in the past, and there was surveillance footage from March of 2024 that was released. It was taken from a local liquor shop in Lake Elsinore. She apparently lived nearby. That's about 75, 76 miles away.
Nigga, what? Hold on. Hold on. Run that back, cause hold on. Cause y'all see the map, right? Y'all see how far, bro? Y'all see how far that is? Hold on. You said it wasn't that far.
Elsinore.
That's not that far.
Live nearby. That's about 75, 76 miles.
Hold on, run that
There
back.
was surveillance footage from March of 2024 that was released. It was taken from a local liquor shop in Lake Elsinore. She apparently lived nearby. That's about 75, 76 miles
Live nearby.
away.
Nigga, maybe I'm bugging. That look like it's nearby, nigga? What the fuck you mean nearby? Hold on.
Surveillance footage from March of 2024 that was released. It was taken from a local liquor shop in Lake Elsinore. She apparently lived nearby. That's about.
She apparently lived nearby. So you're saying, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta run this back one more time.
It was taken from a local liquor shop in Lake Elsinore. She apparently lived nearby. That's about 75, 76 miles.
Alright, so the liquor store was in Lake Elsinore, whatever the fuck is the name of that shit. She lived over here? Oh, no. Oh, she lived nearby over here, but the V was found at the towing place over here. Alright, nah. See, I get it. I was bugging. I was bugging, chat.
Tesla. Now, that footage seemingly captured her walking and then jogging down a street. She turned the corner and she disappears from view. We thought this may be the last known footage of her before she vanished and ultimately was found in that Tesla this year. Turns out there is new footage. There is additional footage that we have to talk about. This came out after we did our recording yesterday. So TMZ obtained footage of what appears to be Celeste in September 2024. So that is different from the timeline that we had all understood, right? The one that we thought she went missing in April of 2024.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck?
One that we
She's just up?
So that is different from the timeline that we had all understood.
Just put what the fuck?
We thought she went missing in April of 2024.
Yes, y'all saw that, right? I'm not bugging, right? Y'all saw this. Yo, bro, did she just up with the kids?
So that is different from the timeline that we had all understood, right? The one that we thought she went missing.
Y'all see that flash?
April.
That see that flash? Well, hold on. Am I bugging?
2024. So that is different from the timeline that we.
Wait, I didn't see Shorty right here. Did she? Wait, hold on. Cause look, it looked like she's pointing some shit, and she took it out her pocket. Why look like she just sent a shot? What the fuck?
So
Yo, bro,
TMZ
yo, bro,
obtained
what's
footage
going
of
on,
what
bro?
appears to be Celeste in September 2024. So that is different from the
He,
timeline that
look,
we
look, look,
all
in the
understood,
pocket,
right? The one that we thought she went missing
and then
in
the,
April of 2024.
and then look, look, look,
This
look,
photo,
look. I know
right?
I'm
The
not
one
bugging.
that
You
we
seen the
thought
kid
she
jump,
went
right?
missing in April.
Then the kid jumped where?
And this footage that was captured on Nest camera on September 8th, 2024.
So am I, and then he pointed, yo, am I bugging?
Seemingly shows Celeste upset, arguing with people, reportedly over a prank that was pulled on her parents' home, potentially Ding Dong Ditch. TMZ reporting that racial slurs may even have been used during this altercation. And also, according to TMZ, a neighbor's boyfriend went over to Celeste's family home afterwards to say sorry, but Celeste's dad reportedly didn't seem to be too upset by the whole thing. Okay, the reason this is important, again, the reason this is key, is because it shows Celeste, or apparently shows Celeste, alive at Lake Elsinore in September of 2024 after she had disappeared, after she was missing, and apparently was on missing persons post.
So I guess I'm bugging. So I ain't just see her just up and send a shot just now? I'm bugging? And then the nigga jumped too, and then there was a flash. I mean, there's no audio to this shit, but nigga, that's what it looked like, nigga.
Since April of 2024. Also, TMZ points out that September 8th, when this happened, is the day after her 14th birthday. And by the way, in a chilling twist, that is 1 year before she was found in that car. She was found in that car one day after she would have turned 15 years old. Hey everybody, this is another law and crime legal alert.
That's
there are
crazy.
allegations right now claiming that the online apps DraftKings and FanDuel are engineered for addiction. That's right, these multi-billion-dollar companies allegedly continue to put profit over safety. Every free bet, every boosted parlay, every small payout allegedly triggers a dopamine rush that creates dependency and turns harmless fun into a detrimental habit. They can keep you hooked, chasing impossible wins, and can trap you in a
Alright, next.
for all due to sports quiz.
Next.
This video, not sure if police are using it in their investigation, not sure if they have questioned the people in this video, but look, if this video shows what it appears to show, that could be quite significant as we're tracking whatever she was up to, whatever her movements were, a timeline leading up to her death.
No,
Now you go back to David. Real name David Anthony Burke, okay? This 20-year-old performer. What were his movements? What was his activity? Now to be clear, authorities haven't identified him as a suspect. They haven't identified him as a person of interest, nor has he been implicated in any crime or implicated in any wrongdoing whatsoever. By the way, they haven't identified any suspect or person of interest. But look, her body was found in the trunk of a car that was registered to him out of Hempstead, Texas. So let's just start at his social media activity, for example, okay? A key period of time. As we reported yesterday, the car was apparently on that block in Hollywood Hills for quite some time before it was towed and impounded. The car was ticketed apparently 11 days before Celeste's body was found inside. So on August 27th, a parking enforcement officer marked the car. September 3rd, the officer issued a citation for violating a 72-hour parking ordinance. September 5th, it was towed. September 8th is when the body's found. And neighbors reportedly told NBC Los Angeles that that car had maybe been there for about a month. Okay, so now you look at some of David's social media clips leading up to the discovery of Celeste's body in this car.
Yeah, I think he did it.
By the way, so September 1st, there's a video of
I ain't gonna lie, there's too much, like, it's too much shit, man. I ain't gonna lie.
September 2nd, there's promotion of a collaboration with Fortnite. Underneath an animated picture of David, it says, "Tomorrow, David, Fortnite, locked and loaded. Official Fortnite anthem music video drops on all platforms at 5 p.m. Eastern. I started making music for my Fortnite."
Bro, that's specific, bro. He just said Eastern? Bro, that's specific, bro. Delete the video and try again. He said Eastern. That says PT, bro.
Video drops on all platforms at 5 p.m. Eastern. I started making music for my Fortnite montages 3 years ago. Man, this is crazy. Thank you. September 5th, he posts a selfie in the mirror with the caption, I start media training tomorrow. Guys, wish me luck, with a kind of a worried face emoji. September 7th, there is a post promoting his album release. It says, Wither Deluxe, Morescence out September 19th.
So we just reading this like
Now,
an
he was
Instagram
also
post
on
right now?
tour
Like,
when a
what the
lot of
fuck?
this was going on, and I want to talk about that too. So apparently he kicked off the tour on August 5th in Del Mar, California, with stops in
Alright, what's the
Atlanta, New
significance
York,
of this
Philadelphia,
stop?
Detroit. This is according to USA Today. Actually, as reported by TMZ and the Gazetteer, he also performed at the Warfield out in San Francisco in July 2. This is before the tour fully kicked off. But his tour was canceled. His tour was canceled before he was set to perform on Friday, September 19th in San Francisco, and out in Los Angeles on September 20th. And while an exact reason hadn't been disclosed, it did seem to coincide with this investigation into Celeste's death ramping up. He was also supposed to go, by the way, international. The tour had dates, at least 9 European tour dates, shows that were listed on Ticketmaster. There was one for October 1st in Norway. There was a scheduled Grammy Museum appearance in Los Angeles. That was pulled, too, from the venue's website. His label, Interscope, told TMZ that all promotion for David, including his deluxe album release, that was being paused. And I will say, this wasn't immediate, by the way. So when Los Angeles authorities found a body in this Tesla that was registered to him, before the body was positively identified as that of Celeste, he went on stage in Minneapolis. At this concert, he even handed out Labubus to the crowd. But TMZ reported that once Celeste was ID'd, his tour was canceled. And that included an upcoming show in Seattle. By the way, I asked retired detective Matt Irvine about the tour dates too and David's movements. Here's what he had to say.
Well, again, as you said, we don't know for sure when she was placed in the front trunk of that vehicle, but we're now hearing it could have been as far back as early August of this year or a month or so before she was discovered. That's consistent with some of the reporting that we're hearing in terms of communication Celeste was having.
I'm trying to roll up.
Which appeared to have stopped.
Oh, my bad,
early part of August of this year. So it is quite likely that that is when this child's life ended. The fact that she's been reported as weighing only 70-something pounds upon her autopsy, I think is significant. This is a child, again, according to the missing posters, that weighed about 120 pounds or more when alive. So that suggests that she's been deceased for a while and that significant decomposition occurred before she was found.
One other thing, I think when we first started covering this case, there was an understanding that maybe that car was only there for a few days. And one of the scenarios that we came up with, well, perhaps whoever did this, they didn't have enough time to take that next step.
I didn't realize I had my settings up. Give me a second. Chat. Put it up for chat. Get it over, chat. I gotta get to the money, the God, shit, the money. Show you want to fuck with me, cause you shoot, nigga, son. I be on it. I be on it. Yeah. I be on it. I be on it. Yeah. I be on it. Shot. What the fuck? My fault. I just want to go send this shit out real quick. What's the word, chat, though? Finish watching this shit.
Moving the car, doing something with the body. But if now we're listening to this and that car was there for a prolonged period of time, doesn't that tell you something? Whether it's they wanted the car to be found, whether they wanted it there, whether or not they had the ability to get to it in time. But if the car was there for a prolonged period of time, doesn't that tell you something else about who may have done this, or maybe not who may have done this, but what the motivations or the actions were of the person who put her body in the car.
Well, what it does suggest is that the car was abandoned in this Los Angeles neighborhood at about the same time that David Burke's tour schedule would have made him
let me add that because CNN reported that he began his tour in early August, was even set to go overseas to Europe next month. That's been canceled. It was interesting because TMZ reported that he had a San Francisco show at the end of July, and the official tour started August 4th in Del Mar. So there, I think, is the timeline there. Talk to us about it.
Well, again, those early tour dates were all in West Coast cities, in places where he could presumably get back to Los Angeles without a great deal of trouble. It's about August 15th, and for a couple weeks after that, that he's pretty solidly in the eastern part of the U.S., in Canada, and I think one or two Midwest states. All of those locations with pretty much back-to-back tours, that is, pretty much every night, would make it very difficult for David Burke to return to the Los Angeles area. So I don't know if there was any intention to have the vehicle or the body discovered, but it seems like from about August 15th forward, it would have been very difficult for David Burke to return to Los Angeles for any reason, including to move his car.
But with the tour canceled, there was another development too. So according to News Nation, a private investigator who apparently reviewed the initial complaint regarding the car, regarding the Tesla, said that the car was parked about 150 feet away from a multi-million-dollar property that David was apparently renting. And it was reported that David recently broke that lease. The New York Post saying it was for $20,000 a month, and he moved all of his stuff out of there. The Daily Mail apparently obtained photos of large boxes being moved out of that house on September 24th. So this is about a week after the property was searched by authorities pursuant to a search warrant. TMZ reported that they maybe were looking for blood evidence or hair sample evidence. NBC reported that law enforcement sources were saying police were looking for various things, including digital devices that may contain material potentially linking Celeste to that property. TMZ reported also that LAPD detectives left with a computer and several evidence bags. An LAPD spokesperson told People, quote, several items of evidence were recovered and will be analyzed by detectives in the coming days. Investigators are following up on several leads. E-News reported that law enforcement
all I want to say though,
said that
that nigga did that shit.
Were removed. Now, in terms of David, he's been radio silent. No
He's
cooked. We don't even know where he is.
He's cooked. Like, yo, get the pan, get the oil. He's cooked. Shot. Yo, listen. If he did this shit, he's cooked. Fried.
Enforcement sources with knowledge of the case said that electronics and computers were removed. Now, in terms of David, he's been radio silent. No word we've seen. We don't even know where he is right now. And while it was reported that David initially had been cooperating with the investigation, I mean, his representative reportedly told NBC Los Angeles that he's, quote, fully cooperating with the authorities, Los Angeles Police Department Captain, Commanding Officer Scott Williams couldn't confirm to People whether the singer was in fact cooperating. Williams also said to People that regarding a relationship or romantic relationship between David and Celeste, quote, it would be premature for me to say anything. We're looking into everything. Now, TMZ reported that people in the industry believed
this nigga's crazy, man.
David and Celeste were dating, and that many believed she was actually 19 years old. She was actually in the 7th grade, by the way. And right now, there are those, particularly online, who are analyzing any potential link, any potential evidence of the two of them seen together, whether it was apparently a photo, whether it was a live stream. There has also been reporting that they shared the same tattoo on their fingers. Which is apparently a key identifier of Celeste's body. Now, there are individuals who have looked to clues in his shows or his songs for alleged connections to Celeste, and to be clear, nothing has officially been verified. Here's the thing, even if you look at lyrics from his song Romantic Homicide from back in 2022, this is what seems to be creating the conversation. The lyrics say, I mean, even in the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. But again, nothing remotely to suggest this has anything to do with Celeste. Now, I also sat down with criminal defense attorney William Corman. We did a full sidebar on this.
Yo, on my bag. I'm trying to roll up.
If you're
Roll some
representing
shit
David
up.
right now, what should he be doing? And what do you think his attorneys are up to? What would you advise him if you were representing him right now?
Not to say anything and not to do anything. If I were his attorney, what I would advise him to do is lay low, do nothing, don't obstruct the investigation, but we're under no obligation to cooperate with it either, and just let your lawyers do what they need to do in order to get from point A to point B.
Type shit, type shit.
Communication, and what it really is you're informing the prosecutors of where your client is, your client's availability. What you don't want is for them to come into your client's house in the middle of the night and arrest them. In a situation like this, I reach out to prosecutors where I think I have a client who's a suspect. I say, look, you know me. Let us know where you need us to be. We will turn ourselves in at any moment, rather than you coming to my client's house or my client's place of business, 10 officers deep and taking down the door. Let's cooperate with you. You know what we're going to do. We're going to turn ourselves in if and when it gets to that stage of the game.
I'm also going to tell you this. The death of Celeste has had notable ripple effects for David. So on one hand, aside from the pause on his tour and his album, it was announced that Crocs and Hollister had pulled promotional images of the singer from their marketing campaigns after this body was found in the car registered to his name. On the other hand, on a benefit, Vice reported that on September 13th, he gained over 22,000 followers on Spotify, an over 250% increase. On social media, he gained over 25,000 new Instagram followers. He has 2 million on
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Yo, I've never heard of this nigga before this shit. Before this situation, I've never heard of this nigga. Literally, bro. Like, this is first impression. This is dead odds first impression. I swear to God.
2.3 million on YouTube, so perhaps suggesting people's interest in this case, or him growing in popularity because of all this news. Not entirely clear, but significant nonetheless. It was notable what LAPD Captain Scott Williams also said to People. And when I say People, I mean People magazine. As we think about David and we think about this investigation, he said, "We know for sure that Celeste Rivas Hernandez died, and someone placed her body in the front trunk area."
Give me a second. I'm trying to roll up real quick. Oh. This shit. Oh, still good.
Of David Burke's Tesla, so officially confirming that it was his car. We know that the Tesla had been parked at the location from which it was towed for several weeks. So it is very likely Celeste Rivas Hernandez had been dead for several weeks prior to her body being discovered. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not determined a cause or manner of her death, so we don't know for sure if anyone has any criminal culpability for her death beyond.
Y'all think that nigga did that shit?
Dead body. In other words, did someone find her dead?
I think that nigga did that shit.
Under circumstances, they panicked.
I go like that's
now, having
too
said all
much,
that,
bro.
and while there's no concrete verified evidence attached
why was we even around Shorty?
to
Like,
the death of Celeste, again, he's not a person of interest, not a
real
suspect.
shit though.
I did ask William Corman what an arrest would look like in this kind of case. If there is some sort of action in this case, what will it look like and what can we expect?
I imagine that the first thing that would happen is there would be an arrest of David. I'm imagining,
Or someone else.
or someone else, right? Someone will be arrested in this case, I imagine. And if it is somebody like David, whose attorneys have already been in touch with the prosecution, they'll most likely arrange a time for him to turn himself in. If it's someone else, someone random off the street, someone whose name we don't even know, that person could obviously just be arrested at the spur of the moment.
But that's where the investigation is right now. We will see what happens next. We will continue to follow updates here on Sidebar. And as always, thank you so much for joining us and following us. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. And you can follow me on X or Instagram. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll see you next time.
I ain't gonna lie, fuck it. I'm gonna keep it tuned with this shit, cause I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really even fake paying attention to this shit, cause like as I said, like I don't know this nigga, like I never heard of him and type shit, like I never heard of his music, his songs, none of that shit. So like this whole situation and whatnot, and whatever, but fucking, you feel me? But that shit fake crazy though, so you feel me? I fake might, feel me? Stay in tune with this shit. Next song. Oh, I literally just, this was 2 hours ago. Ain't this the same page I was just on too? Hold on, give me a second. This was the same shit I was just on too. Low on Crime Network. The same shit, right? Yeah. It's the same shit. I could just, that one was like, yeah, that was yesterday. This one was 2 hours ago. I just clicked the page instead of that. Fuck it. Videos. You gonna watch the, go to that, catch his wife having his son. Damn, that's wait, huh?
It ain't on their phone.
And this is not a Texas.
Yeah, it's an out of state.
Yo, why does it look like that one video from Facebook from years
number.
ago? That nigga with the red, that had the red hoodie, and he had dreads. I think it was like niggas trying to jump him or some shit. He knocked niggas out. Yo, I forgot. Yo, if you know, you know. If you know, you know the video I'm talking about, bro.
Were David's parents victims of a swatting incident as police investigate the discovery of a dead body in a car registered to the singer's name? Is he being targeted? Is he being framed? We have the body cam.
But what's going on, bro?
Plus, this young dead girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, her apparent ex-boyfriend is speaking out.
Huh?
Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Such a strange update in the David story. We've been covering every aspect of this investigation of the body of teenager Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was found dead in a car that was registered to singer David out in Hollywood. This happened at the beginning of last month. There have been no arrests. There have been no identified persons of interest, no suspects, no confirmed relationship or connection between David and Celeste. By the way, when her body was found, it was one day after.
My fault. Let me make sure the camera is straight and shit. I'm over on the side. I just peeped stream. Make sure my shit's sturdy. You should still be good. Alright, not yet. We good.
He had turned 15 years old. But now.
Make sure. Go to OBS. Give me a second. Alright, there we go.
Now we have something new. Now we have this new video, and it is so weird. Not even sure if it's connected or ties into this case per se, maybe, but we're going to discuss.
So then why are you showing it?
TMZ obtained police body cam footage. And this is from days after Celeste's body was found in that 2023 Tesla. And police show up to David's Hempstead, Texas family home. So we're talking September 18th, after Celeste was ID'd. And the Texas officers, they respond September 18th. And police show up to David's Hempstead, Texas family home. So we're talking September 18th, after Celeste was ID'd. And the Texas officers, they respond to this home guns drawn, and they respond to a report of gunfire.
I'll go out wide and keep you covered.
What?
You want to tap the door? Just wait for me, wait for me. Because I'm going to keep you covered. Go ahead.
Hold on. Bro was playing with guns in the backyard?
There's too many windows. Here, knock on the door.
Bro was playing with guns in the
We got a
backyard,
phone call
Chad.
from here saying that somebody was dead.
Huh?
There's a call from here.
Wait, hold on. Why did he word that shit like that? What did he just say, bro? You just threw me off, nigga.
Saying that somebody was dead.
Word,
Is there somebody else
what?
that lives on this property that has your
What's up,
my
buddy?
door? We got a phone call from here saying that somebody was dead.
You got a phone call from
Is there somebody
here
else that lives on
saying
this
that
property
something.
that has your address? What's your address? That's it.
That's it. That's what I actually got.
We got an address. There was a gunshot and a woman scream. I'm
What?
serious. That's why we came up here like this because and then they talked to the caller. Whoever they were talking to said that there's a person dead.
No, sir. No, sir.
So officers have guns drawn, they're ready, thinking someone might be dead, and there is just seemingly
Confusion,
a lot
nigga.
of confusion by David's parents. They don't appear to have any idea what's going on. They close the door, so let's
Give
see
me
what
a
happens
second.
next.
Niggas came out confused as hell and they said, what?
So we can leave, okay?
Huh?
They advised. We made contact.
They
They
what?
said nothing happened here. She shut the door. Now she's calling.
They,
911.
huh? He said, what?
Here.
What's going on so we
Have any idea
Yo.
what's going on. They close the door, so let's see what happens.
Talking to you
Nah,
said that
bro,
there's a
nah.
person dead.
No, sir.
He said, what?
There's too many windows. Here, knock on the door. We got a phone call from here saying that somebody was dead.
What?
Is there somebody else that lives on this property that has your address? What's your address? That's it.
That's it. That's what I actually got.
We got an address. There was a gunshot and a woman scream.
What?
I'm serious. That's why we came up
What?
here like this because and then they talked to the caller. Whoever they were talking to said that there's a person dead.
No, sir. No, sir.
So
Nah,
officers
they
have guns
collectively-
drawn, they're ready,
collectively-
thinking
what?
someone might be dead, and
Niggas
there's
is
just
lost, like, hold on.
seemingly a lot of
The fuck is you
confusion by
talking
David's
about, nigga?
parents. They don't appear to have any idea what's going on. They close the
What?
door,
What?
so let's see what happens next.
Ma'am, we gotta figure out what's going on so we can leave, okay?
They advised. We made contact. They said nothing happened here. She shut the door. Now she's calling 911.
That's clear. We haven't received a call.
I believe she's going to be in the process.
Go ahead, give him a call if you want to verify it. Okay.
All right, she's calling you now. There's more that went on.
Can you repeat, sir? Broken traffic.
Oh, that's not normal activity. If you were at the wrong address, they'd be concerned about somebody else. Like really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they'd be trying to help.
Nigga, nigga just say, yo, bro, now if you go to my shit, talk about, yo, so, nigga, fuck is you talking about? Nigga, yo, bro, you didn't hear them? Them niggas is confused as fuck. They don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. This nigga talking about, oh, yo, that's suspicious. Feel me, if it was something else, everybody, yo, they would have wanted that help. Not so, bro, what? That's your job, gang. Fuck is you talk about, niggas? What? But where's your logic, gang, bro? Cause yo, chat, tell me this makes sense.
Okay.
Tell me what you just said makes sense.
All right, she's calling you now. There's more that went on.
Can you repeat, sir? Broken traffic.
Oh, that's
Listen
not
to
normal
this
activity. If you were at the wrong address,
Li-
there's
listen
more
to
that
this
went on.
nigga.
Can you repeat, sir? Broken traffic.
Oh, that's not normal activity. If you were
That's
at the
not
wrong-
normal. Bro, what? Hey,
There's more that went on.
Can you repeat, sir? Broken traffic.
Oh, that's not normal activity. If you were at the wrong address, they'd be concerned about somebody else. Like,
no,
really?
no, I would
you know what I
not.
mean?
No, they.
Like,
Yo,
they didn't
chat. Yo, tell me right now. Yo, cops come to your door. They got the wrong door, and they talking about, oh, nigga, somebody died or whatever, whatever. Oh, shit, damn, it's the wrong house here, but go figure it out. Like, that don't got nothing to do with it here. Like, nigga, yo, from the looks of it at the time, cause it looked dark, it's late at night. 9 times out of 10, niggas was trying to sleep. Like, niggas was probably knocked out. You just woke niggas up. So definitely that door is getting closed, nigga. Once niggas verified that you came for some bullshit, oh yeah, nah, safety. Out of it. Like, bro, come on. What do you mean that's not normal, nigga? What's wrong with this nigga, bro? Niggas talking about that's not normal. Let me play that again. Hold on.
There's more that went on.
Can you repeat, sir? Broken traffic.
Oh, that's not normal activity. If you were at the wrong address, they would be concerned about somebody else. Like,
No,
me?
key word.
You know what I mean?
Somebody else. Key words. Somebody else. Not them. It's not their problem. Like, bro, niggas say, yo, if you got the wrong house and why would they, if they got the wrong house, they would say, yo, you got the wrong house. And simply, yo, go about your day, bro.
You're trying to help.
Niggas said niggas would have tried to help. Oh yeah, nah, niggas gonna get up out their bed, run out, and go do your. Bro, come on now, bro. You're just looking for a reason. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He that just looking for a reason. That nigga bored, bro.
Sorry to bother you, but somebody called and said there was something. I mean, there was a person that they called on themselves. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, there's somebody dead.
I think I cut this shit too short. I think I cut this shit too short.
Caution, you know what I mean?
Oh no, I didn't. I don't think. Wait, maybe.
I'm trying to scare you all this.
Maybe. Oh no, I didn't.
This house is way off the roadway.
So you just opened the gate and came in?
Yes, ma'am. I'll put it back. I have a gate just like it.
I think it's part of my country.
Yeah, when it's something like this, when they say somebody's dead, their life matters more than, you know what I mean? I didn't damage your gate. I just opened it.
And that is when there was a realization.
Yeah, I didn't damage your door. I just opened it.
I didn't damage your gate. I just. Yeah, when it's something like this, when they say somebody's dead, their life matters more than, you know what I mean? I didn't damage your gate. I just opened it.
And that is when there was a realization. Did someone just prank them? Are they the victims now of swatting?
It ain't on their phone.
And this is not a Texas.
Yeah, it's an out-of-state number.
Someone's messing with us. Someone's messing with us.
Whoever it would be pinged here though, because wherever they call from, it pings and sends it to dispatch.
What?
So like whenever you call 911, wherever you are, it sends like a ping that's how they know the address.
And this address came up to this number?
Yes, ma'am. That's where he was. Charlie to engine 42.
So it says somebody on my property?
It could be. We'll check the property for you.
Yes, please.
So we'll ride around. If you can give me a layout, how's the property? Like, does it go further back? Like,
no, it doesn't go any further back. It's just right here, and then it goes right
the fence, there was a gate here, and the fence around, which is a private fence.
Well, him and I will ride around and check, and then we'll leave. You know?
Yeah, okay. So that was a false alarm. See, I don't like this kind of thing. So if I really do have an emergency, then
yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry.
If you do have an emergency, you know we're going to be here.
Okay.
We're going to get here.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right.
Y'all have a good night.
Someone is messing with us. Yeah, it's pretty scary. And you can see David's mom wondering whether someone is still on the property. By the way, if you're a fan of Sidebar, if you're a fan of what we do here at Law and Crime, you might be wondering, how are we able to get so many clips out there to all of our followers? Well, I'll tell you what. This is a little secret. If you're in this game, if you're in the content creation game, if you're interested in putting stuff out on social media, we use a platform called Opus Clip. It's an all-in-one AI editor that makes it easier to cut, create, and upload.
You kind of late, bro. I already know about that shit.
Platforms. Through the power of AI,
believe me, I already.
Opus Clip, it automatically generates B-roll, it cleans up audio, it reframes your videos for any platform, and it is so easy to start using. I'm going to show you how right now. All you got to do is go to opus.pro/side.
And I do me a favor. Skip the ads, bro. Skip the ads, bro.
So, now it's not
damn,
clear
bro.
if David was in the home when this was going on. According to TMZ, the police report indicated that officers spent another 20 minutes on the property, possibly to see if anyone was there. It appears this could have been an instance of swatting. We don't see any kind of confirmed continuing investigation into this or whether or not there's been any arrests. Is this connected to anything regarding Celeste? And I will tell you one thing I wonder. There is a theory that David was framed. Right? A body was found in his car in a public place. Does this connect to that? Is he being targeted in some way? I might be speculating, but I want to discuss it. So let me bring in Colin L. Schmidt, retired FBI agent, president, CEO of Kronos Investigations. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Okay, the timing and the circumstances of this. Weird. No, out of all times for this to happen, as the body's discovered in his car, after she's been identified, for there to be a potential swatting incident where somebody calls 911 with a fake allegation, a fake crime for their property, out of all people, out of all times, it's weird.
Well, it's weird, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me because this case has taken on national significance in terms of people paying attention to it. And there are bad actors that understand how to bring harm to somebody by way of swatting. So somebody called the 911 system down there. They found the address online and were basically made up a story for the cops to go there. And then they went in, and fortunately, the police were very professional, and they were able to immediately understand that it was a swatting incident and it wasn't a legitimate call.
What did you make of the body cam?
Body cam, I think the parents were scared to death. Law enforcement coming to their front door with guns drawn, they had a reasonable reaction that I would even have, even though I've been in law enforcement for 28 years. So that's really what the insidious nature of swatting is. You really put people at danger because those parents, if they had come to the door with a gun or resisted in some way, law enforcement would have had a duty to defend themselves, and it would have been a disaster.
That's a really, really good point. I will call out just the professionalism of the officers during the course of this as they're trying to make sense of what happened. Is it accurate, if I understood correctly, that the only way someone would have been able to make a call and for it to be pinged back to that property, that person who made the call has to be on the property?
No, not necessarily. So what the FBI actually just recently had been started investigating is these VoIP systems where they can basically impersonate an address by way of GPS, and then the 911 system, takes note of that and thinks it's coming from a particular address. But also, we don't have a recording of the 911 call. The call may have come from some other source or some other area, and they just said that this address is a problem, and this address has these things going on there, which prompted the police to respond.
Do you think they'll be able to find out who did this?
Recently, the FBI has gotten very good, especially if they're using internet services by way of VoIP to make these swatting calls. If it was just a local person who called in, most of those 911 systems do have a trap system where they trap the numbers where they call in, so they can immediately identify the number and the caller ID, so to speak. And they have agreements with the telephone systems like Verizon, AT&T, so they can get that information as soon as possible.
Here's my thought on how this possibly is connected, and I'm curious your opinion on it. So I think it is bizarre that Celeste's body was in a car registered to David out on a public street in LA. And the reports indicate that that car was there for weeks, that it got a ticket, that it was towed, that it was impounded. Her body was decomposed. So if we assume her body was in that car for quite some time, we don't know exactly when it was deposited, but assuming it was in that car for as long as that car was parked there, it does make me think, and we've seen theories online about this, is it more likely that someone deliberately, they were purposeful to put that body in there to make sure it was found, to make sure it was connected to David, as opposed to the idea that the body was out there and it was found before the perpetrator had time to dispose of it. Now, if I accept that, if there was this idea to frame David, if he is being targeted, is it possible this alleged swatting call was done with the same intent, the same person? Is there a connection in that way, or am I really reaching here?
It's possible, but not probable. It just appears that somebody was harassing his family by way of this call. Going back to the car, you're spot on.
This whole shit is cooked. I ain't gonna lie. This
law
whole shit is
enforcement has to
cooked.
take a step back and always ask that compelling question, or the alternative, alternative question is, was he framed? What's going on here? Is somebody really that stupid to take a car registered to them and then kill somebody and put them in there and then leave the car there for multiple
See,
weeks?
yeah, that's
So
that's
where
another
it leaves
thing too. Like,
credence
yo,
to the
like,
framing theory. But the bottom line is the law enforcement is going to gather all the facts, and now because of the swatting, depending on where the call came from, the FBI will likely start to get involved, and eventually, law enforcement is definitely going to get the answers to all these questions.
Well, let me ask you, do you think law enforcement is looking into this in connection with the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez? In other words, look, we're at the point here on Sidebar where we're trying to analyze any update in this case because we really don't have a ton of information. Other outlets are doing the same, whether it's connected to Celeste or not. Do you think this is a piece of the investigation? Do you think LAPD is looking into this potential swatting incident?
Absolutely. So basically,
I'll
what
soon
they're
get off
reaching out to
there.
that law enforcement
How long is
agency,
this video?
who's already reached out to the
Oh, we have
911
13 minutes
system
right
and
now.
their tech people to find out where the call came from. And if it was a VoIP system, they may bring in the FBI to help trace the ping, so to speak, to get to the.
Let me see. Give me a second, chat. Give me a second. Fuck around, hop on the game. I haven't played Marvel Rivals in mad long. Yeah, that's right. Yo, yeah, we about to hop on Marvel Rivals. Or I could hop on Fort too. Nah, we hopping on Marvel Rivals real quick. Yes, sir.
Make you lose yourself.
Be right back. Give me a second. Other man, run it back. Let it get. Oh, that. Who's that? Run it back. Get back. Chat. Who's that? Run it back.
Ship delivers same day from local stores to your door.
Yes, sir. Alright, we got